Going down the only road I've ever known. Today's video, White Snake. Here I go again. I remember what it was like when I had survived. Most of the times that it happened to me, I'm over a 10-time survivor. Most of the times happened when I was very young. And we didn't have computers. It wasn't like I could watch one of the talk shows and hear about a life like mine. Those things didn't exist. It wasn't until I met my husband, my second husband, who's a Vietnam vet, and my dad, who was also a veteran, but with him it was Korea. And he said, he seems like a nice guy, but he's got shell shock. And I asked him, what's that? He said, go to the library. So I did. That was the only way to find out. The more I understood about PTSD, the more I understood what had happened to me and why all those events had affected my life. It helped me, because I had experience, understand what he was going through. And that set me off on what had become a lifetime vocation, because I knew what it was like to not be able to talk to someone who understood it. I knew what it was like to feel like I was defective in some way, and I knew what it was like to be lonely in my own life. But the older I got, the more I understood, and the more I said, you know what? I don't have anything to be ashamed of. Neither do you. So that's what today the video is. Here I go again. Because if you're on that road all by yourself, it's about time that you figured out. Controlling your life is the same as learning to control the vehicle you drive. You had to learn how to operate it. You had to learn what it does. And you learned how much power you had controlling that vehicle that you drive. You have power over the vehicle you live in. Because everything that you think is impossible is not impossible. Once you decide that you're going to learn how to control the vehicle you live in and how much power you have over it to control it, you can change it. You can make it better. You can become stronger. You can become so much happier if you learn how much power you have over everything. You can't control a damn thing that happened yesterday. You can't control anything that happened a second ago. You do have the power to define what the rest of your life is going to be like. And you have to work at it. Much like you need now we have GPSs in the cars to figure out how to get to where we want to go. We have the ability now with computers to find out how to get to where we want to go. All different kinds of therapies and support groups out there. There's all kinds of different ways to work on your body. There's all these different ways because people figured out what works best for them and they shared it. The best piece of advice right now is to find a support group so you understand you are not alone. There are others who feel the same exact way that you do. It's great if you find one that the support group is dedicated to the same thing that started off your PTSD. And you will gain a lot more knowledge and support from them. But if you can't, let's say you live in a rural part of the country And you have to find something online. Well, everyone with PTSD knows what PTSD is like. Just remember that when you go into those groups, it's not a contest. You can't say someone went through worse than I did, because the goal is to help each other heal and get stronger and find the support and find the inspiration to know that, yes, it does get better. And there's spiritual too. The spiritual help that you can find online, try finding something in your local area. Don't expect the member of the clergy to understand what PTSD is. Most of them don't. It does help to talk to them on matters of faith, but you might get the wrong answer. So try to find spiritual support online that is dedicated to survivors. You get a lot more out of it. The biggest piece of advice that I can give you is find what works for you. There are all these different things available because there is no one-size-fits-all solution. Find your place and find where you can get what you need. And you will be so surprised at where that destination takes you to. So, enjoy the video, and remember, it's your life. Get in and drive it. See you next time.